necessary to create improvement in that space. But the answer for metro government, for the people on the stage, is that's why money needs to follow the child, and we need to have more than 50% of our new money go to education.
Thank you. Dr. Swain?
I would say that one of the most important things that's needed is creativity and new ideas, and that just pouring money at a problem doesn't always solve it. I have met community leaders that they have projects, they have ideas, and I think we have to work with parents, we have to work with people that come from poverty. I come from poverty. I have family members, some of them still trapped in poverty. We need people that come from those communities that can tell you what the issues are. And the average person, certainly no one on this stage probably knows that sometimes with the kids that are poor, they go home, the lights are turned off, and they don't have heat in their homes. There's so many things that feed into the achievement of the child. We also need people that are called to teach those kinds of children, that really want to be there, that really want to teach them. And children perform when you have teachers who believe that they can.
Thank you, Dr. Swain.
Question number 6 comes from Carla Garcia Hernandez, a rising senior at Hunter's Lane. She'll ask the next question.
Hi, hello, I'm Carla. And my question is, what do you think needs to happen to ensure students with English language services are adequately served?
We'll start with Representative Clemens and come around to Mayor Briley.
Well, thank you for this question. We have an increasing amount of diversity within our school system and a lot of English language learners. We need to make sure that we have a sufficient amount of instructors in our school system so that we continue to support the incredibly diverse student body within the school system. That's really first and foremost how best to support that, is make sure we actually have instructors in all of our schools in a sufficient amount and a per student ratio to assist with English language learning.
Thank you. Councilman?
Thank you, Carla. That's a great question. I think the city spends about $20 million on ESL. That's a number that's going to have to come up over time as we have the challenges of a diverse and wonderful city. And that's where it needs to start, is ESL, for welcoming all of these new people who are coming into Nashville. So once again, it's another reason why we have to have more than half of our new money go to education, half our available resources, because it is an additional cost that we carry as a city, but we should be delighted to carry it because it is our future.
Thank you, Councilman. Dr. Swain?
Well, ESL is important, and also making sure that as many children as possible are bilingual. And I think that we have the resources that go to the schools from the metro budget and from the state or federal government, but also, again, the private sector, our colleges and universities. There are many people that would volunteer. We can use more volunteers working in those areas who would be talented teachers. And so whatever we're doing with our limited resources, we should also be supplementing that with people who really want to give back. Lots of retired people, young retirees, they would love to be working in the schools, helping young people learn a second language or learn English better. So let's do some things that we can do on our own. Be creative.
Thank you, Dr. Swain. Mayor Briley?
So three basic things. First, we need and are actually getting new leadership when it comes to the ELL program at MNPS. That's a good first step. Secondly, Nashville is paying more and more of the way for public education. We're now up to 70% local money. The BEP formula that determines the 30% we are getting really shortchanges us when it comes to the number of ELL students we have in our district. So it would be great if the state could adjust the BEP formula to send us some more money. This year we got, I think, $567,000 out of the $120 million in new money the state had this year. So that would really be helpful. And then the third thing is we need to get parents more involved. Parents of our English language learners. And I'm here to say, President Trump, please help us. Stop the ICE raids, stop messing with immigration, fix the broken immigration system, because that will help us in that regard.
Next, we'd like to welcome Alondra Garza, who is a rising senior at Cane Ridge.
My name is Alondra. The average annual salary for a teacher in Metro Nashville is approximately $45,000. Is that an appropriate salary for Nashville? If you are elected mayor, what do you think the average teacher's salary should be? Would you be open to paying our best teachers more to help retain them?
We'll start with Councilman Cooper and come around to Representative Clemens. Councilman?
Yes, it's the question of the season. Of course, we need to improve teacher pay. Not particularly, starting pay is a problem, but really it's the career ladder. That when you have a master's who has worked for 18 years, that pay needs to be greater than $60,000. So it's a comprehensive pay approach that's only going to be cured by a long-term refunding of the system. But also to be aware that teachers, it's not only pay. They need support. They need support from principals. They need support in their classroom. They need working conditions. I'm told in exit interviews with teachers that pay is important, but that's a long way from being the only reason why we lose so many great teachers. And retaining great teachers is going to be the key to the future. Supporting principals is the key to the future. Parental involvement is the key to the future.
Thank you, Councilman. Dr. Swain?
Well, I can tell you that the cost of living to live comfortably in Nashville is $80,000, and most of our metro employees make below that. One of the things that I would like to do first is improve teacher pay and pay for all metro employees, but teachers, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, police officers, so that they can afford to live in the city. One of the things that I have is a blue-collar housing plan that would focus on people making $50,000 or less, and this would involve using some of the parcels of city-owned land and partnering with developers and contractors who could build homes that could be sold in the price range of under $200,000. And with new modular technology, you can get the price of a home down so that people can have that dream of home ownership. And so you should be able to live, work here, have a career, and it shouldn't be dependent on your having a
Thank you, Dr. Swain.
PhD to get a decent salary.
Mayor Bradley?
So I don't know what the average salary should be, but $45,000 seems too low to me. Now, the way we need to deal with this is by looking comprehensively at teacher pay and not just acting on emotions. And I'm committed to doing that with the district. Part of it is going to need to be addressing the fact that we have very high turnover at our priority schools, and we're going to have to give more leeway when it comes to compensation in our priority schools if we ever want to turn the corner at the priority schools. We're going to have to talk about a different way of compensation there. Now, I want to go back. The tax increase that was proposed, that I opposed this last time, for a teacher with a bachelor's degree in their 6th year, they were not going to get a step this year. They do not get a step as it's designed. So if their house was valued at $280,000 or more, that proposal was going to cost them money. That was why we couldn't act precipitously.
Thank you. Representative Clemens?
The starting salary for a teacher with a 4-year degree is $43,000. For a master's degree, it's $44,000. It could take a teacher with a master's degree 11 years to make $50,000 in our city. Our teachers are underpaid. But remarkably, when I held a listening session with teachers and educational leaders in North Nashville, the teachers told me that the #1 resource they need are extra staff. They need help in the classroom to do their jobs. But that's still no excuse for us underpaying our teachers. If we want to be able to recruit, retain high-quality educators to teach in Nashville public schools, then we must increase teacher pay. And there's no excuse for this mayor and this councilman to have now passed 2 budgets that continues to deprive teachers of a better quality of life.
Thank you, Representative.
Our next student on the microphone is Paola Pastor, recent graduate of Lead High School. She will ask the next question.
Hello, I'm Paola Pastor. 80% of MNPS students graduated from high school, yet only 76% of these students are not considered, 76 of these students who graduated are not considered college or career ready. As mayor, what would you do to ensure that all who graduate with a high school diploma are ready to take the next steps?
We'll start with Dr. Swain and come around to Councilman Cooper. Dr. Swain?
Again, that goes back to the school board, the school system, decisions that people are making. We need to do a lot better because there are communities in Nashville, counties that spend far less and they have greater performance. And so we need to rethink how we do education here in Nashville. And again, it's not just throwing money at it. We need to get results, and so there has to be some accountability and some transparency. And I believe that the teachers and principals that are doing a great job, they're getting results, they should be acknowledged, they should be rewarded, and they should tell everyone the magical formula for success.
Thank you. Mayor Bradley?
So this is clearly an issue for our city, right? We have, and I'll give you some good one good example of that. So more students graduating from MNPS go to Nashville State Community College than any other post-secondary school. More go there than MTSU and TSU combined. But if you're a poor student, especially an African-American poor student, your chances of completing your degree at Nashville State in 3 years is under 10%. Under 10%. Now we know that an associate's degree can increase your lifetime earnings by a third or more, but we're just not getting folks ready enough. That's why I started a program called Nashville Grad, and the council approved $1 million, and we've raised a significant amount to go with that. We're going to get more mentors and more counselors and financial assistance to help pay for books and transportation so that more folks coming out of MNPS going to Nashville State can be on that pathway to more prosperity.
Representative Clemens?
It's important for students graduating from our high schools to be qualified and to be able to have the option where they want to go, whether they want to go into to Nashville State or Tennessee College of Applied Technology or to a four-year college and university. And that starts at the pre-K level. Right now we have over 500 children on a waiting list for pre-K in this city. We need more quality pre-K programs and classrooms in this city. Next, we need to improve childhood literacy. Early childhood literacy is a key indicator for success in education moving forward. And then we need to maintain the progress that children benefit from in pre-K programs to make sure they maintain it through middle school and high school so that when they reach graduation, they are qualified and have the educational skills where they have the option where they want to attend college.
Thank you. Councilman Cooper?
Yes, I think schools get better the same way. We want better schools. You have great principals and you support them. You have great teachers and you retain them. You get parental involvement, and that begins the path to success. And there's very interesting data that the way to really improve results is to have a great teacher for several years in a row. A great teacher several years in a row. That's why retention of great teachers is maybe the most important single thing that a school system can do. Now they're going to need pay and support and principals and to create an environment that they're able to show their excellence, and that'll be the key to improving schools over the long term.
Thank you. Next, let's welcome Ricardo Crescencio, a recent graduate from Cane Ridge.
Hello, my name is Ricardo Crescencio, and my question is, given the sometimes challenging dynamics of our school board, what should the mayor's role be in making sure every student has access to a high-performing school?
And here we'll start with Mayor Bradley and go down the line to Dr. Swain.
Well, that's a great question, and it's been a question in our city not just this year, and I expect it will continue to be a question for some time. And I have tried to take a new role, and I've been criticized for it. I've tried to be more involved and push the board harder. I talked to you about the vacant seats in the 6 districts or the 6 clusters, and I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to push the board to be more thoughtful, to be more long-term, to get past fighting with each other and focus on the real goal, which is student improvement. Now, I believe strongly that each and every one of our